Okay, I think we're live because YouTube doesn't let me know anymore. There used to be like a go live button, and now I just press live and it just goes, which is a new thing. But happy Valentine's Day, everybody. What is Best Girl of so many shows? But it's not really even Best Girl. It's more so like the actual this or that, usually for the protagonist. Because there's sometimes, there's a Best Girl that isn't in the running of the obvious two, but in terms of the obvious two, who is the one the protagonist should be with, or which is the one you prefer, we have a pluffer to go through this morning. So that's what we're doing for Valentine's Day. So I just want to say happy Valentine's Day. I hope you feel loved by the people that matter to you. And I really appreciate you. So thank you very much for being here. And a little shout out to, where is it? Sony Pamag? I don't know this name. He has a Kingdom Hearts profile picture. But I put this question as to what are some of the most notorious waifu wars. And Sony Pamag put a good chunk of them. And also to Creature for not only being a top tier supporter on Patreon, like you can be at the low tier, don't go as high as him, but like thank you for sponsoring the channel, Creature, as well as giving this idea. This is actually an idea that Creature gave me on Patreon, so I'm like, dude, that's a great one. I'd love to do that for Valentine's Day. Kick off the morning with it. So without further ado, who I see is here. There you go. Creature's here. Happy Valentine's Day. Get any choco yet? No, I just woke up, man. And also hello to Supertone. I don't know if I like this music. Let me just see if there's anything different. No. Sure. Wait. Oh, I like the Animal Crossing stuff. But anyway. Okay. So without further ado, this is our little background screen that we're going to have. And, man, we have a pluffer of things. But the thumbnail of this video, this is the first example. ReZero, I still haven't watched Season 3 whatsoever. At some point, I still need to do that. But it's something that a lot of people used to, like, they requested I watch, and I did, and I love it. And I would argue that Season 1 kind of made Rem Best Girl. Season 2 made Emilia Best Girl. So, we have to decide on who's Best Girl here. And actually, what I should do... So, I want to hear what you think, because this is a live stream, so I hope to see what people think. But let me just say, as I kind of multitask here, I understand all the hubbub around Rem. I get it. She had like one of the best confession scenes of all time. That's true. I'm not going to dispute that. But the thing is, what was it other than that? Like, what else happened that made Rem Best Girl? Oh, she can fight. Okay. Well, so can Emilia. So I don't understand. I am somebody that's never really gotten the hubbub about Rem personally. But for me, I have a whole video about it, and it was only based off of Season 1 of ReZero. It was only based off of Season 1. So I'm going to put a poll in the chat right now and see what you think. But, here we go. My answer to this is no question, Emilia. And admittedly, it's because I'm a little bit of a sucker for the white hair. That is for sure. But the other thing is that I just like her demeanor more. I didn't like how obsessive Rem got over keeping everybody safe. She's willing to murder just because you have the stench of the demon or whatever. But Emilia, it's like she's got a cool background story. She, you could see both of her eyes. I like her, just design much better. Now, granted, Rem we've only seen in like one outfit, basically. I just think there's a lot more going for Emilia. So for me, the answer is, for sure, Emilia. But so far, the chat says Rem. I'm going to end that poll. The chat said Rem, and that's going to be the thing. I don't quite get it. I need to actually note the results here, but let me see. So Emilia versus Rem. Me, E, chat, R. And that's what I expected. I feel like it's just one of those things that forever Rem is going to be like, oh, she's just forever the best girl because the best confession scene ever. It's just like, okay, that's cool, whatever. But for me, Emilia. I love the white hair. Creature says Rem because she actually knows how to be a wife. Emilia's like a high school crush currently. Because of the maid? Because of the maid thing? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this has gone by too fast. But we have a lot of waifu wars to get to, so it's fair. But I don't know. I never understood all the hubbub about Rem personally, but that's just me. I'm gonna wait until more people show up because I got some suggestions that I can't really comment on. So I'm gonna pass this one that I got. In fact, I should squeeze this towards the bottom. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-boo. Oh, in fact, while the brothers are here, I should do this one. Here you go. Here you go. Tosaka and Saber from Fate Stay Night. Now, I've only done like one or pieces of content on Fate Stay Night, but it's all right. I'm not too much of a fan of it, but it's all right. I like it. I enjoy it. But this has been an actual debate that I wish my buddy Titus was here with me for. Because, let me put it this way. He and I had a very good debate about this. And, let me make the poll. Was like a Saber. And you might be asking yourself, wait a minute. Why isn't purple hair girl here? Is it Hinata? I think it's Hinata. I could be wrong. But, like, why isn't she here? Well, that's because she's the obvious third. Okay, no, but actually, it's like, I know she's probably the most canonic route. Sakura, thank you, creature. Maybe it's, she is probably the most canonical route. I don't know if there's an actual very canonical route, but I feel like the bigger debate is usually between these two. I could be wrong, but I just get the sense of, like, in the sense of the Fate stuff, it's usually between these two. I could be wrong, but I would say it is. Creature says Sakura was late to the war. Yeah. So when I see these two, and I had a really good debate about this with my buddy, and it's like, look, this is where I stand. Tosaka is hotter, aka the girl in the red, who is not a mage, whatever, but master, whatever the main character is, Shiro. She's a fellow person, but she knows more magic than him. She's got a bit of a tsundere attitude and stuff. So if you're into tsunderes, you're definitely going to cater to the left side there. But I'm more of a Saber man. And that's just because I just like that she's much more chill. She's really into food. She's got the whole combat thing going on, which is great. And I also like the blonde. I do prefer brunettes, but I like Saber's design more. And also I never care for the tsundere thing. I really don't. I'm not a tsundere person. That never appeals to me. So, in my opinion, I'm a Saber guy. That's me. But people watching are split. I see Tosaka and Saber are 50-50. So, if you're watching, please put your vote in the chat. If you don't feel like chatting, that's fine. But contribute by putting in the chat who you think is the waifu. And also, happy Valentine's Day. Let me just see some messages here. Supertone Sakura just wasn't prominent enough in anything other than her own route. That's the issue, is that Sakura really is like, she is only prominent in her own route. So that makes sense. Rita's a mage. Rin could go down too. Creature, you've never seen an adult Saber. Search tutorial answer if you want. Nah. I mean, I guess this isn't an adult Saber. I thought it was, but I guess it's like a version of her that she's stuck in her age, like C2 or something. Anyways, I guess that one we were 50-50. So I voted, I should have wrote all these down. I'm going to note it later. I'm just going to note it later. Anyways, so I voted, if there was just 3 of us voting here, then I guess Saber's the winner here. We finally actually have a winner. So, all right, next one. I actually like Saber a lot, but I 100% agree. Tosaka is hotter. Okay, this is one that I don't personally care for, but it was brought up as an idea, so I'll indulge. Darling in the Franxx. We got Ichigo on the left, who is longtime friend of the main character, and she also kind of leads the team, so she's a go-getter. Very kind of strict to her rules, so to speak, but she's got a little bit of a tsundere thing, but what I like is that it's not a lot. You know, she's got it a teensy bit, but it's more so because she's just discovering, you know? Then you got the total opposite of a character of 02. Who 02 is a very new character to the cast. She is mysterious. She's very bold. She doesn't really got any kind of a tsundere thing going on because she kind of just goes for what she wants or whatever. So I don't know. And how could you argue with the horns, I guess, but sorry, I'm just putting in the chat. I don't. This is another one that I definitely shout out my buddy Titus. I wish he was here, man. I love having best girl debates with my buddy Titus. It's my buddy Mike, and he and I would also debate about this one. And I was like the only person in the world that Ichigo is 100% best girl. I don't know if it's because I like the underdog situation or what, but it's just, but what are you talking about? 02 is way more interesting. Look, the thing about 02 is that I don't care when a girl is just all over you. You know, she just straight up calls him darling all the time, just straight up makes out with him. And I know but there was canonical reasons for that. Whatever, you know, it was part of her personality. But she's so aloof and she just does whatever she wants. It doesn't seem real to me. I don't know. Like, I know that's a thing, and I think maybe it's more so like she's a dream girl. But I think that's why I personally prefer Ichigo. Because Ichigo is much more of a realistic character to me, and she has genuine fears. I love the idea also of just her being, you know, she's had this crush on somebody for so long, but she didn't even know what a crush is because of the way all of them are raised. You know, like, oh, that's not possible or something. So she just has a more interesting story to me too than 02, which is weird. It's like 02 is literally the main character. What are you talking about? I didn't really care for Darling in the Franxx, so maybe that influences things. But I'm definitely an Ichigo person. But you guys are split 50-50. Ichigo and 02. So I guess this is another one where we'll say Hooray to whoever was siding with me on Ichigo. Creature, we just a group of lonely nerds. Everyone else out on dates. Oh, straight up. That's what we're doing. I mean, it's the morning. That was the other reason I wanted to do it in the morning, is because not only did YouTube say this is when the most of us are on, but also, yeah. I almost want to get rid of the poll. I want to just see the voices speak. State your case. Be bold and declare it. But yeah, in terms of the poll, you know what? I'm going to end that poll. But yeah, it was 50-50. Supertone, I don't remember one and I don't like the other. Who to choose? I don't remember one and I don't like the other. Creature, yeah. Hero and 02 are literal soulmates. Yeah, basically. And I'm not going to dispute that. I think that's another equation to this. Like, who should the protagonist have chosen? But I'm kind of, I don't know. Like, I guess that is a part of the equation, too. In fact, we should talk about that. Oh, I forgot one that I should have put here. Okay, like, here's another good example of that. This is a very spontaneous bonus round. Because I don't have a graphic prepared for it, but, what's the show called? There's no way my teenage romance can be this cute or something. And a lot of people shorten it to Snafu. Good romantic comedy, good romance, whatever. I personally didn't find it as hype as a lot of other people did, but, yeah, that was another one that, you know, there's obviously, I don't remember her name and I don't remember her name. It's like the gray-haired girl or the sort of pink-haired girl. And it's like, obviously the gray-haired girl is the choice. Like, he should end up with her. But I was way more the pink-haired girl. Because I just liked how she behaves way more and stuff. And I don't know. That's usually how it goes for me. The girl I prefer, the protagonist doesn't go for it. But it's because if there's a tsundere, the tsundere almost always wins. Pisses me off, man. Anyway, that's a little bonus round. Next one. You know what? Speaking of which, should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Nisekoi. This is one that I have a feeling I'm the only one that can really speak up on. Nisekoi, fun fact, was like one of my first ever, I think actually it was my first ever like anime thing that really took off. It was my first ever anime reaction of any kind. And when I posted that, it was like my reaction to a certain chapter that still to this day hurts my soul when I think about. Not because of somebody losing, but because of just what could have been. And I can't help but think of that when I think of these girls, you know, I guess without spoiling. I have to be careful about what I say in case somebody hasn't seen these shows. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but this is from Nisekoi, which is like, I think it's like my fake romance or something. And Onodera is on the left. Her full name, I think, Kosaki Onodera. Very sweet girl. She is definitely the bashful, like, this is a harem anime. This is a very harem anime. There's a bunch of females that the main character can go for, that they all like him. But these are the obvious two that, you know, it's like, it's gonna be one of these two by the end. There's no chance in hell it won't be one of these two by the end. So these are the two that I put here. And Onodera is the one that the main character likes in the beginning. And for very good reason, because she's just very sweet. She's kind. She is also very cute, you know. But what I like about her is that she is not like the perfect girl. In like a lot of other shows, it might seem like she's like the perfect girl that the protagonist never has a shot with. No, Onodera's flawed. She actually has like she's too bashful. She's not able to speak up about what she wants and stuff. And then you got the person on the right, which is Chitoge. Now, Chitoge is who the main character is in this plot with. I think his name is Raku Ichijo. Yeah, he's in this plot where he has to have a fake relationship with this girl for the sake of both of their families because they're both kind of mafia people, and it's just to make the peace. So the plot definitely, she is the plot device, whereas the girl on the left, Onodera, is the long time, like, I've had a crush on this girl. So that's why, you know, it's like, is what the character wants gonna win, or is the plot gonna win? So that's why it's usually between these two. And yeah, Chitoge on the right, she's much more spunky than Onodera. She's way more tsundere than Onodera. She can't quite speak up about what she wants because she can't help but just punch. She's the aggressive tsundere. And I don't care for her because of that. Onodera is my pick here. Onodera on the left, or I'm sorry, I'm flipped here. In fact, I'm gonna flip myself. Can I do that? Where's my camera? And flip. There we go. Yeah. Chitoge over here, she's fine. She's a good girl and everything, and I like her. And again, it's gonna be one of those situations where I know the masses is gonna go to Chitoge. But Onodera, it was like I don't know, man. Like, I just felt very, very much. I'm always a sucker for like the long time crush paying off. I'm always a sucker for that. So this is one that I'm actually very passionate about, if you couldn't tell, because this was like my first ever, like, I think, harem that I got super into. Onodera's best girl to me. But the chat is saying, creature has the yandere ever won. Supertone, girl on the left looks like Mikoto Misaka. I know that name, but I don't know from what. Wait, Mafia. I did not expect that. Yeah, don't expect the Mafia thing to be a big part of the plot. It's just, it's there, but it's not like, you know. Supertone, I'm voting Onodera. I suppose girl on the right looks like too much. Should I watch it? No. Don't watch Nisekoi. Nisekoi is, I don't think it's a bad anime, and I don't think the manga's bad either. But it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Because it blue balls constantly. Like, constantly. So, and what I mean by that is it takes way too long for anything to develop, man. For anything to develop. And whenever there is a development, they just like totally backtrack and just do side shit forever. Yeah, no. But I do admit, I was there for Onodera's story. There's like a particular Christmas chapter. Oh, the Christmas chapter, man. That would hurt. Okay, anyways. That was too much. That was too much for my heart. Anyway. All right. Next one. Why not? Naruto. This is usually Naruto. I don't feel like has a lot of waifu wars, but you knew Naruto was going to end up with one of these two. You knew. Is it going to be Sakura? Do I even need to explain these two? Naruto's one of the most notorious anime of all time, if not the most notorious, other than like One Piece. But yeah, you knew if Naruto was going to end up with anybody, it was either going to be Sakura, the teammate that he was fawning over, or Hinata, the outside person that was fawning over him. You knew it was going to be one of the two. And once again, you have very conflicting personalities here, where Sakura is much more the bashing, you idiot kind of a thing. She does the whole punching thing, and you know, they're both fighting styles, and if you care about that, they're both like fist fighters essentially. I would say Hinata's more of a poker/palmer, and Sakura's more knuckle. But yeah, they I didn't even think about that. They are both melee focused. But anyway, but yeah, Sakura's just a bit more fire, and Hinata's a bit more cool. And I don't mean cool in the sense of like hands in pockets, what's up, cool. But I mean like she's much more shy than Sakura is. So they have very different, the fire and springs is the way I'll put it. The grass. Yeah. And normally, I would lean towards Hinata. Because I don't like the whole abusive beat up the guy when they're being stupid thing. I hate it. That's a stereotype I hate in anime, and just a freaking trope in anime that I despise. I can't stand that. Abuse like that is not okay either way. But it's Sakura's design that I really like, especially when she cuts her hair. Not before she cuts her hair, meh. But I think I'm a sucker for the short hair thing. I really am. And I also appreciate, like, Sakura isn't aggressive. She just does the whole chanada thing, whatever. But she's not like that all the time. In real life, she does get shy and other things. And it's like, I used to be a Hinata guy because I love the shy thing. But I think as I grew up, I'm more of a Sakura guy. Now, for Naruto, no, Hinata, 100%. For Naruto, Hinata, 100%. Like, no question. But I actually would have totally accepted if he ended up with Sakura as well, actually. but yeah, for me, I think just barely. This is the only time I don't have a definitive answer. I think just barely Sakura, just because I find her a bit more interesting than Hinata. Hinata is the actual, like, shy girl that I'm like, I don't find you interesting enough. I'm glad you're there for our boy as much as you are, but I just find Sakura more interesting. Creature says Hinata. Sakura's got odd taste. I was surprised Hinata won. Supertone, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Hinata from what I know. Creature, but punching is how the younger folks show they like you. No, that's never okay. You'll never be Sasuke. Yeah. I just, like, I would say 60% Sakura, 40% Hinata is where I sit. This is the only one so far that I don't have a clear winner. But I'll say Sakura. Next up. I'm just going to do this one now because I got this as a suggestion, but I don't see Sony here, the person that brought this up. So hopefully if anybody has seen Oshinoko, then you can let me know, because I can't speak on this in any way, shape, or form. I just thought I would bring it up for them, but unfortunately I can't really comment on it. They didn't really ask me to comment on it. I just asked what are some of the biggest waifu wars there are. And to my knowledge, this is like a potential one of Oshinoko, which was, you know, a show that really hit the past year or two. Creature, how about we add who you think you'd have a chance with? Oh, that's an interesting thing. I feel like if that was the case, I would probably end up with Sakura because Hinata wouldn't speak to me first. And that's what I would need because I'm a shy boy. Nisekoi, I would probably fight to befriend Onodera, and like I would make it happen. Even though I'm shy and she's shy, I would do my best to make it happen. So I would say Onodera. Darling in the Franxx, I have the most chance with 02, I feel like, because she's way more aggressive. But it's like, I would want Ichigo more, but it's like, the chance with probably 02. Fate, Saber, 100%. I feel like Saber, like, not only do I prefer her, but like, I just feel like I wouldn't be Tosaka's kind of person. I feel like she'd be wanting to do more outgoing and fun stuff, where Saber and I are just kind of chilling at the dojo, or just going on a walk or something, you know? I feel like it'd be much more calm. ReZero, ooh, would have more of a chance with. That's a tricky one. I have no idea. That's kind of hard to base off of their preferences. I feel like Rem. I don't know. That's the only one I can't really answer. I don't think I have an answer to that. I would want Emilia, but I feel like Rem I would have more of a chance with. I don't know. But yeah, Oshinoko, I have no idea. I can't really comment off of this one, but I will say purely based off of looks, probably the blue-haired one. But their looks should tell you what they are like. Absolutely not. You never know what a person is like based off of their look, creature. Being a confident on... All right. Let's hit it. Code Geass. I want to do this again with Miles from Maruzukage. I need to do this again with Miles because I need the banter. I want the banter with somebody. I'm going to do this again at some point. Like, I want to do this again with the full group. That's going to be the idea. Yeah, I want to do this again. Anyway. Yeah. Code Geass. Very infamous debate. CC or C2, depending on dub or sub. Immortal witch, that she bestows the protagonist with the power of Geass, a very mysterious power that many people, or a handful of people, might have in the world. And I say a literal handful of people. And she is very aloof. She can be bold and very mysterious. And she loves pizza. Then you have Kallen on the right, who is a high schooler, but also very one of the best, if not the best, mech pilot of the show. Nightmare, whatever. And she is very loyal to her country. She wants to help her people. And she's got a bit of a spice personality, but not really. It's just a very realistic personality, honestly. These are two of the most, like, no way in hell you'll ever get them girls of all time. And I will say you'll never see CC blush. You'll never... I like to call her C2, honestly. You'll never see C2 blush, the green-haired girl. You'll never see her blush. Kallen, you could probably get to blush, though. So that's a plus for Kallen, because the blush is the best. But, yeah. I don't think it's a secret that of all time, C2 is the most... Okay. This is tricky. Hang on. Let me... This is actually... I need to watch my words here. So... I do believe Yoruichi from Bleach is the hottest anime character of all time. But... C2 is my queen. That it's like... Yes, on paper... Yoruichi is the hottest. C2 is the most gorgeous. It's like beyond hot. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, this is fire. You want to like go to bed or whatever with this over here. But this over here, it's like you want to do that, but also anything and everything else. Take that however you will. Because she is just like elegant and she's not like busty. You know, like I don't care for anime characters that are like obviously like that's why I think Yoruichi is hotter than like Rangeku or other people. That's like, oh, but they got bigger boobs or whatever. I don't give a shit about the boobs. Like hers are right. And C2, they're not huge or anything like that. I don't care. It's her personality. It's the way she presents herself. It's her figure. It's everything about her. She is queen. And she would be my pick. And honestly, like personality-wise, I don't care for either of these two very much. They're both fun enough. They're both cute enough. But physically, they're both A+, but that's also just because of Code Geass. But C2 is my queen. Like, in terms of just attraction, like physical attraction, both inside and out. Like, sorry, Yoruichi, I'm still thinking of Yoruichi. C2 is queen. That's what I would say. We could definitely use more people. Yeah, Supertone. It feels weird. Yeah. Creature gonna be watching this after Sakamoto days with the family. CC is Kudere. I don't know what Kudere is. Every time I see Kallen, my first thought is always Akiza, Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know who Akiza is. Yu-Gi-Oh. The XYZ one, the bike one. C2 is not taller than Yoruichi. I do not believe you. I do not believe you. I need to know. No freaking way. No. Absolutely not. Okay. 168. There's no way. No! Wait, no. That's... No freaking way. You're lying. No freaking way. Are you kidding me? Yoruichi is not... No. This is false. This can't be right. This can't be right. Because Yoruichi... So, Rukia is, like, so much shorter than Yoruichi. There's no freaking way. There's, like, a beach shot of all the girls... There's no freaking way. That's bullshit. No. That's absolute bullshit. Because you see the characters stand by each other and everything. What? Is all the guys, like, freaking 5 foot as well? Because Yoruichi stands, like, toe-to-toe with... I think there's, like, a shot of Ichigo at the beach and everything. Yoruichi wasn't that shorter than Ichigo. I know Rukia is, like, 4 feet, but, like... That's no freaking way, dude. That's weird. But, yeah, C2 being 5 feet 6 foot. That's literally the perfect height. That's chest height. It's perfect. I guess, no, I mean, Supertone Bleach girls are pretty tiny. I mean, I guess everybody in Bleach is. If freaking Yoruichi's that tall, there's no freaking way. Anyway. Yeah, cuddling height. Okay. Finally. Is it finally? Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of which. I don't need to say anything. You know where I stand on this. You know. You know exactly where I stand on this. Bleach. Rukia versus Orihime. The very teeny tiny Soul Reaper that gave our protagonist his powers. And very, I don't want to say bold person, but very straightforward person. Versus Orihime. Longtime classmate of our protagonist. Who definitely has feelings for him. And isn't shy exactly, but is kind of the nice girl, you know? Yeah. I see. Oh, I didn't answer the previous question. I forgot. In terms of C2 versus Kallen, who I'd have more of a chance with. I feel like Kallen. I can't say why though, but I feel like Kallen. But anyway, hi. Welcome to my TED Talk about why Rukia is not only best girl of all time, but why Ichigo should have totally winded up with her. I have to be careful. All right, I found Ichigo and Rukia like the best, like my favorite ship of all time. And the thing that I always loved about Rukia is that, one, I am a sucker for short girls. That's true. I am a sucker for short girls. And I like the design of also hair that doesn't go like super past the shoulders. Just kind of around the shoulder area. And not only do I like Rukia's figure and everything, again, because I don't care for the whole busty build thing, But she is just somebody that, like, she's got, like, kind of like C2, she's got this elegance to her when she is serious. And because of that, when she has the cute moments, because she's a sucker for cute shit, it's so nerve-wracking to see her, like, blush or get giddy or anything like that when she is such a person. You know, she's just such a, like, she gets very calm and serious so much. So I like that contrast in her, but also just very, very good to her friends. And Orihime is too. But there's just something about, like, the new girl feel that Rukia has always had. She always feels like the new girl in Ichigo's life. And it's funny, because you would think that I would be, like, after the whole Nisekoi thing, well, didn't you say you're more into, like, the person that's always been there being the one that wins? Yes, but I've never felt the whole Ichigo and Orihime thing was a two-way street. But the Ichigo and Rukia thing always felt like a two-way street. It just always felt like they, like, were... The thing is that it could be platonic or romantic. Either way, they just always felt like they had each other's back. All the time. And they always knew what each other were thinking and wanted. And it just clicked so fast for them to do that. And there's something about that I found so endearing. And I think maybe I think one of the reasons I love Rukia so much is how fast she grew. And she does grow on the people around her. And it's weird because it's like, well, why does that happen? Well, she just can read people super well. She can read people super well. She knows when something's wrong. And there's something about that it's like emotionally, why are you so damn attractive while also being this elegant small figure? I've always found Rukia as, like, my all-time best girl. So for me, there's no question. Not only is she the one that I personally pick, but also I personally feel like, you know, she's the one for Ichigo because she understands him the best. At least I feel. I wish I had, like, 100 people to talk about this with because it's one of the most notorious debates from Bleach fans. Now, I could talk about how the manga ends for a while. And it's true. It's like, how would that ever work with her and Ichigo? Because Ichigo's a human. She's a soul reaper. Well, a little bit of spoilers, but let me tell you about where Ichigo comes from. That's all I'll say. So there's crazy things that have happened before. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I would never expect Rukia to just throw everything away. And plus, Bleach isn't that kind of a story. If Bleach was more of that kind of story, then I could picture a whole, I'm going to throw everything away for you kind of a thing. But that's not what Bleach is really about. So, you know, I never knew if they would get together, but I always felt that they should. Now, as to who I would have more of a chance with, probably Orihime. As much as I would want to freaking fight to have Rukia, this is how much I ship her with Ichigo. I can't picture her with anybody but Ichigo. Not even Renji. Like, I know that's supposed to be a thing, but I can't picture her with anybody but Ichigo. So I feel like I would be too intimidated to go for her. And then also Orihime is probably more my speed. So that's probably, in terms of the question of who had better chance with, it'd probably be Orihime. But anyways, Creature, how would you propose to her? No idea. That's I don't know if I'm willing to get that nerdy. Not at least without a group. Orihime is 5'2", 99 pounds. There's no freaking way they're that tiny, dude. There's no freaking way. God. My mom always told me, like, you should go to Japan. I'm like, why? Because you'll be like a tall guy there. And I'm like, God damn it. Creature. That's how Rukia easily lost to Ruka in their fight. Yeah, the cute stuff. Yeah. Supertone. Rukia just beats Orihime in every category. Well, there's another category. You know. If everyone is short, no one is. Those are the things that I especially wanted to present. I was hoping if we had a bigger group, I would present 2 more little bonus rounds. Being we gotta have a husbando debate at some point, but I was just curious especially if we had my fellow Oron fans here that I know I've slowly it's crazy. My Oron content has garnered so much momentum, and I feel like I just need to make a bunch of Oron content because of that, which I'm kind of happy with. But it's like, man, do I get known as the Oron YouTuber? but yeah, I was just curious in terms of the husbando side of things, who would be your Valentine? Which I would probably say Kyoya, man. No, Mori. No. If I did swing that way, I would probably say Mori in terms of just romance. He's the silent type. I don't need to talk to him. We don't need to do anything. We could just show each other affection a different way. Yeah, I would probably say Mori if I swung that way. But Kyoya is the one that's like it. Let me put it this way. Kyoya is C2. Mori is Rukia. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But damn. The brothers in the chat say Kyoya. Yeah, if I swung that way, though. And then the other one was the quintuplets. Just in terms of 2 group ones. And I know nothing. I still haven't seen quintuplets, so I can't really say anything myself. All I'll say is based off of the clips I've seen. Again, the one on the far left, C2, again, without context, the one on the far left, C2, and probably the one in the middle, Rukia. I could be wrong. I need to actually get to know them more, but that's probably what I would say. So, anyway, who's a tsundere? I don't know if they have an aggressive tsundere in this. I don't know if they do. But anyway. So yeah. My answers. If I was looking for husbando, I would say Mori. For best girl, I definitely think Rukia is the hands down winner. Code Geass, C2, no question. I have no commentary on Oshinoko. Naruto is the only one that I actually was a little bit indifferent about, but I lean towards Sakura. Shockingly, that has shifted over time. I used to be Hinata person, but it has shifted to Sakura, I think. Nisekoi, Onodera, no question on the left. Darling in the Franxx, I am alone in this world as the Ichigo stan, but not for the main character. The main character, that's a different story. And Fate, as much as I find Tosaka is like very attractive, Saber is my girl. And I also think for Shiro too, I think Saber makes sense, but for sure Sakura is the canonical route. And ReZero, Emilia, but I probably have more of a shot with Rem. Those are my waifu wars. And this was not as eventful as I thought it would be. I think it's just because we didn't have the crowd. Yeah, I almost want to do this again. And just like, I almost want I want a third party to make a bunch of slides. And then I have a panel of like at least 1 or 2 other people, but maybe up to 5, of just all of us debating the best girl. And I want like a third party to make these slides again. And then we have this conversation next year. I really want to do it part 2 on main channel. No, the main channel doesn't cover anime. And even if I did, it would only be like another couple people here, I'm sure. But yeah, I want to do this again because it seems like this was just like a beta and we breezed by it fast. I could keep going. If you have another one, feel free to let me know. But yeah, it was still fun to share what my trash tastes are. I can't comment on the Neon Genesis. Feel free to ask any final ones before I go. I can't comment on the Neon Genesis one. I think it's Rei versus Asaka. I can't comment off of that because I haven't seen it yet. Creature Jean versus Jean Altere. I have no idea what those are. I can't really think of any other obvious ones that I would have had much commentary on. Is there really a best girl? Is there a waifu debate in My Hero Academia? Not really. There's only one girl that's the obvious, like, who Midoriya would probably end up with. Because in order for it to be a this or that, it has to be like a situation where you know there's like two girls that the protagonist is probably going to end up with. I can't really think of any other ones. Ruby? Guys? Okay, Ruby would be kind of a funny, you know, who does Ruby actually end up with by the end of Ruby? Weiss or Oscar? And I don't know. I don't know. Ruby's never really, herself as a character has never really been that way, but you never know. Momo versus Ochako is as close as you can get. Yeah, for My Hero Academia, no. There's Makoto versus Index. Index? I feel like I should know that one, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other anime things. Like of everything I've seen. Even Toradora, but like that one's too obvious. And there's three. Technically, there's three girls there, but it's like that one's too obvious. You know where it's going. Now I'm just thinking of stuff. It can't be like an obvious romance anime unless it's a harem. Yeah, I'm gonna stop thinking and just let it go. Anyways, those are my takes. Best girls, the waifu wars. Rose and Alisha, Zestiria. No idea. Not familiar with Zestiria. I'm not familiar with a lot of the things you're suggesting so far. But yeah, I'm gonna let it be there. And I just wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And would love, like, just drop if you watch this after the stream. What's a good this or that waifu debate that maybe I didn't cover that you know that you could share a take on, or that you'd like my take on, or what do you think about the pair-ups that I put? Do you disagree? Let me know. But I am going to continue on with my day, maybe surprise a very good friend of mine, and then have Code Name Good Game on my main channel. So I wish you a very good Valentine's Day, and thank you very much for watching. Be geek, be proud.